Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS. Trey has no kitchen.
So, yeah.
Trey, I told Travis we were driving yesterday to our house, and I said, you know the best thing about, first of all, he said, oh my gosh, look, Trey has no kitchen. And I said, you know the best thing about Trey? And he said, what? And I said, just his ability to gaslight himself into believing he truly
100%.
believes Trey is like, I have got this. I am not worried. If I had to move out of my house in 30 days because I had a renter and I had no kitchen, not even nothing, he gutted his entire kitchen, I would be very concerned about life. And Trey just thinks it's he's like, this is amazing. I'm going to make this happen. Most people would think I probably have to order kitchen cabinets, and it could take a while. Not Trey.
Don't care.
He's like, if this is going to happen for me, I'm fine.
So here's the situation. So my sister-in-law's been staying with us for the past week. She comes to town, does some work with Zach. Well, her family came in town this weekend, and we just bought the house a week ago, and we got a renter the day after we finished doing something last week, to where I was like, okay, we have to be in our house in 15 days. So I was talking to my contractor, and I was like, listen, here's the situation. I need to be in my house next Friday. Mm-hmm. So a week at that point, it was a week from that day, I have to be in. What should we get done? And he was like, honestly, we should sand down your floors. We don't have to state them yet. We should sand them down. Just because it's going to be a lot of dust. Yeah. And once you move in, you're not going to move back out. And mind you, the little furniture, when I say, I mean 10 pieces of things that I have moved in there that I've already bought. Pulling those out, I was like, God, this is a lot of work. So I'm so glad I already moved that out. So he was like, we have to rip out your kitchen. We have to rip out these walls because we have to replace the flooring. Then we'll sand it all down, gut your kitchen. Then you move in on Friday. Then we'll figure out stain and color and all that stuff. Then we can figure out the kitchen cabinet color. Then we can figure out the countertops. Then we can figure out the fireplace. And I said, great, can we do all of that before I move in on Friday? He said, yes. I said, great, when can you start? And he said, right now. I said, go. Start right now. So he did. Meanwhile, I am hosting 2 different parties at my house this week. And we had a crawfish boil on Saturday. And I said, just enjoy the inside while it's there because it's leaving in 10 minutes. And then Sunday, we fried shrimp. Yeah, we fried shrimp and fish and stuff because my brother-in-law is real good at doing that stuff. But then they came over and they were like, okay, we need to cook this in the oven. I said, oh, baby, there's no oven.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
I had the oven ripped out this morning.
No.
So my insides look like Stephanie's insides, actually.
Yes, except I am not planning on living in
no, I am flying by the seat of my pants. I'm moving in Friday, and it's going to be perfect. I don't sit on things. If I have an idea, we're doing it immediately.
Yes, and the consequences will follow, but
I don't know. I haven't seen a one.
Trust me, whenever you have no place to, you're going to have to buy a George Foreman grill to get through.
Here's the beauty of me is I will eat out.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is very true.
And there's a bunch of great restaurants near us that I'm dying to try, and I'm like, great. So my cabinets will be in about 2.5 weeks, which, perfect. Great. That'll give me just enough time to try all the new restaurants I want to try.
You ordered your cabinets?
No, but we're going to test stain the floors today so I can pick my cabinet color. We already have the cabinet design done, so we know what we need.
By the way, tell them who gave you a really great design.
Stephanie is my kitchen designer. So we kind of had a rough idea from a kitchen designer, and I sent it to Stephanie, and she was like, hold my hoops. And she sent me back an image that she had put together in AI, and I said, this is perfect. And I printed out 7 different times, gave it to all my... I said, this is what we're doing, everyone. Just so everyone has the plan. Here's what it should look like when it's done. It's stapled on the wall. And I was like, just for reference.
It's so good. It's so good. It took me a while because AI kept messing it up. And I would one thing off of it. And then they would change. And I would be like, keep this, but change this. And then they would send me another picture and there'd be nothing. That thing that I liked was gone. So finally... we got it together.
I am designing this whole house on ChatGPT.
Yes.
I'm telling it what to do, but seeing it done, it makes it, because there are some wallpapers that thank God I put in ChatGPT because it was like, oh wow, that would not have worked.
Yeah.
But it makes it so much easier. If you're remodeling your house, I promise you, I will just take a picture of a bathroom and be like, make this my style. And me and my chat, we talk all day long. You know, we're very in sync. So she knows me, I know her. So I just took a picture. I said, redesign this bathroom. And she spit something out. I said, great, girl. All right, next room. And, I'll make some tweaks. But like,
it was
we've got a general idea. I also feel like I needed to take that wall out and open up the kitchen and sand the floors down, because that's just going to give me a vision for the rest of the house.
Well, also it'll help your AI too. Now
It will.
Can be like, please, now this is here, please. I will say that I feel like ChatGPT, and you're not even using like the AI apps, because there's like AI
there's like
apps
designers.
for like designers and stuff. But I mean, for people that just want to do stuff themselves, especially, I mean, I do think it's really interesting. The only thing that I would say is then they give you this beautiful rendering, and then you're like, okay, bitch, where's all this from? And then they have no idea.
They'll give you a general idea.
Yeah.
But something else you can do is you can say, all right, take a picture of this bathroom and say, hey, I want to redesign this bathroom. My budget's $10,000.
Yeah.
Show me what I can do with $10,000. And they will give you a breakdown, and the prices aren't spot on, but they're close enough to where you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But I think a kitchen's it's a very, 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 very important.
The kitchen's where I'm going to spend the money.
Yeah.
Phase 1 of this remodel is going to definitely be the most expensive phase.
The only thing I could not have AI do the way I wanted it is I really wanted like cooler pendants and for the kitchen design that I sent you, and it just could not get it together. Like it was everything they sent. I was like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what but I feel like the lighting that it did in the kitchen, I think you could do better, but I just don't know. Yeah.
Lighting is very important.
It is, I think, but I don't hate those lightings. I just feel like I've seen them before. Yeah, like I do want to do something a little different and a little special.
How's your house looking?
It's totally gutted. I was going to go there yesterday, and then I was like, no, but we have not one wall left. I've seen video. Here's the deal. There's a lot of stuff that we have to do before a wall goes up.
But we need to take a break real quick. We'll be right back.
So there's a lot of things we have to do like before walls go up. We live on the creek, and we were having some moisture issues. So there's some stuff that you can do to really seal that in. Also, we had it add-on whenever we bought our house, and our house has like floor vents everywhere, but for some reason, none in the add-on, which is why we're having so many issues. So there's some pretty big things that we have to fix.
In their add-on, it looks like there is a full-size speed bump.
Yeah, it's
that
so
just
crazy.
Erected out of the ground.
Yes.
And her floors are expensive because they didn't like break. They just kind of molded around her new hump.
Yeah, it was like we could.
But like, where did the hump come from?
Like if my kids were a
Have they ripped that floor
skateboarder.
up yet?
Yeah, everything's ripped up.
What's under that? Why is that hump there?
So the weird thing is everything in our house, except for the add-on, was more like on like a beam, like you can get under it. But that was a slab, which I thought was a very interesting choice. And I think a lot of it's the person that we used. Travis knew the person, and I don't know if he was the right person.
This man was shady when he was doing it, because he would show up, I would see him, and he would pull up in a different, very expensive, it was a Ferrari or a Bentley or a Roll. He was always in some different colored sports car. Like, it was a lot. But then when Stephanie and Travis would meet with him, he was always in a Ford Explorer. And I'm like, what? Like, he was in a full Roberto Cavalli fur yesterday, hopping out of a Ferrari with some bitches in the back. And today he's pulling up in some Carhartt and a Ford Explorer. I think you're getting played here.
Oh my gosh. Well, the worst thing is I've never had a builder ever do this, but he took liberties in our design to make it as easy for him as possible. Like we wanted in Montana, we have these windows that like go into the walls, which is a very, I think, pretty easy thing, especially in the room that we were wanting to do it at. And he just did a very basic, everything that we asked him for, he did it the most basic bitch way you could do it. Like he messed up the height of our benches, like in our, where we sat at the table, and refused to fix it without charging us more money. And even though it was his mistake and his issue, but it just was like, we were supposed to have a way for there to be an elevator in the guest house because Ron is now 99 years old. And we were thinking ahead, like if he gets to the point where he can't walk up and down the stairs, we wanted him to be safe and have an elevator. And he totally messed that up. There's not enough space. It's not a big enough spot. So, I mean, thankfully Ron just turned 99 and can get up and down the stairs. But at some point, crazy. I'm going to have to get like one of those little, chair things that will, take your ass down. So it just, like, there were so many things I can't even explain. Like our elevator, I didn't want the elevator we had. I wanted something like a little bit cooler. And he just put the most, I think he never had done like a high-end house before. And you can tell. So the guy that we have now does he's done most of his works in Highland Park. He's done a lot of high-end things. I think he's a much better builder.
So when will things start going in?
Well, right now we have to, I think they have, right before walls go up, they have to check all of our, heating and electrical and all of that, which I want them to double check, especially with that add-on. Like, I feel like it was just rigged to the point where it shouldn't have been. And if you're going to spend the money to redo it, why not? And you have no walls, why not just do it the correct way? I mean, it was so messed up too. Before we started remodeling our home, Travis got sick one night and went to throw up in his bathroom in his toilet. And he flushed the toilet and steam came up. Like there was literally hot water, like scalding. Yes. I mean, it was so strange. So there's just, I think he had a lot of things that he had messed up. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
when do we start to see progress though? Like next few months?
Yeah, I think in the next few months.
Because they rip it out quick.
Yeah, the rip out part's the easy part.
Yeah.
It goes real fast. And then you're like, oh, this is going to be lickety-split. We're going to get this done. But I know from Montana that all the inner works of those walls takes time. So I'm thinking it'll take a few months. And then the walls go up and then you think, oh my gosh, this is going to go so fast. But it doesn't, because then it's like, we're doing a lot of stonework, which takes time and is very tedious.
You're doing a lot of very intricate, expensive things.
Yes.
Not over here. Over here, we are not doing that. We are doing... So the team that I have doing my house now is the same team that I used to remodel Mr. into Pinkies, and I've done a few different things with them. I had them with Pinkies. I said, we close Sunday at midnight, and I need your guys here Sunday at midnight, and I need you to have different crews to cycle out every 8 to 12 hours because we are reopening fully finished Tuesday. And they did. They were done Tuesday morning. I said, thank God. They had done it less than 72 hours.
That's not going to happen.
So happy. And I said, ready, set, go. My kitchen.
I am so excited for you, Trey, though. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
But no, I think ours is going to take a lot of time. Like even the stonework and everything right now, we're doing a lot of pricing with our designer. And I think it's going to be very expensive, and we're going to have to price it out. And I think we're also doing a lot of Venetian plaster, which is very tedious. I feel like most of our walls are going to be Venetian plaster from what I've gathered. And it's just a lot. Trey, for example, sent me a message and he was like, I found this Gracie wallpaper on Facebook Marketplace. And I said, okay, I love it. Beautiful, great price. But not just anybody can put that up. And also when you take it down, it's a very different experience to put up and take down than regular wallpaper. And the reason I know this is because I was trying to save our Gracie wallpaper, and it's laid very, very differently in a very specialized way, which is expensive. And believe it or not, you can actually take the wallpaper up and roll it up and save it because it is not like any other wallpaper. It's
the wallpaper is expensive. Like it's like $2,000 a roll, but the installation is even more expensive. The
installation is very expensive. It's a very tedious, and it's a very specialized thing. So Trey was like, screw this.
I said, no, we'll do something else.
I need to get this house moving.
Yep. So, and that I'm doing.
Yeah, anyways, that's what we're doing. But yeah, my house is going to take a while. Your house, I cannot wait.
Be done next week.
I feel like it probably will. I don't know.
I'm moving in 5 days. It's going to be amazing.
I can't wait. So they're going to have the stone for your fireplace.
Well, yes, the stone for the fireplace is going to match the wet bar. It's going to match the coffee bar and the kitchen.
Yes.
Which is not what I was looking for, but it's what we're going to do. So it's going to work. It's going to make more sense. But I also feel like that's why I need to do this whole space at once to make sure it all flows correctly.
Well, I wasn't even thinking because you took my countertops. Are you going to be able to use them in your kitchen? Or are you going to use something else? Or you can use those in your bathroom?
I'm not going to use them in the kitchen. I'm going to use them in the bathroom.
I started to say because
then, I don't have enough.
Yeah.
I can get more of that same stone. But I think I'm going to use that in the bathroom.
Use that in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be able to use that darker tile anywhere?
Yes, in the den, in that bar.
That's perfect. Okay, so then you can really, because whenever I was working with AI on your kitchen, it hit me afterwards. I was like, oh shoot, all this stuff I put out, I don't know if you would have enough.
No, because of how much I'm going to need now for the other 3 spaces.
Yeah.
I won't have enough. But I'm going to use yours either in the bathroom or I might be able to use it for the outdoor kitchen.
Oh, yeah. That's a
we'll
good
figure
idea.
It out. It's going to go somewhere. I'm determined.
It'll be great. But yeah, I feel like you have to we need to go look at, I told Trey, I said, I know all the places to go to at least like look.
Inspo.
And get inspiration. I think inspiration is important. And then you can kind of get your inspiration and then say, where can I find this at a better price? But no, I'm excited for you. I'm just very nervous for you. I feel like I may need to, well, you'll eat out. If not, you can just come eat over at my house. You and Zach, if you need to microwave something, I've got you.
Well, thankfully, Zach knows how to work a grill.
That's nice.
So there'll be that.
You know, we don't have a grill at the house we're renting, nor do we really need it because Travis does not use a grill.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he grills.
I mean, I taught myself to grill. I took a TikTok grilling course because I was like, I like especially chicken, I like it on the grill. I don't love it baked. I don't like it on a stovetop. So I taught myself how to grill. But my husband, he was raised by pretty much a single mom. And when she got married, her husband did not, I mean, really, Travis was not raised by like men that grilled and did things. Like he was not, I mean, he was raised more with men who like the women cooked and then I don't think really knows how to grill very well because even when our kids had birthday parties, I would want to order food and Travis would be like, no, we'll grill hamburgers and hot dogs. And I'm like, who? Because you don't grill. Like you don't, I know. I used to think it was like him just not wanting to do the work. And then I realized he would always find a dad who was a good grill, like good on the grill and have him cook for our children's birthdays, like at the party. Like he would figure it. I'd be like, Travis, we need to feed these people. And then he'd find whatever the sucker was.
Who
like
knows
the
how to work
nice dad
this thing?
Who loved to grill. And then I would see the dad over there making the food for I was like, that's brilliant. But I think it's that he doesn't feel competent in grilling, you know, like it's not.
I don't. But thankfully my husband does.
Yeah, and I don't feel
enjoys
competent, but I like the taste of a grilled food. So I was like, I'm going to try to figure this out. And I did.
Zach takes a lot of pride in his grill. We have a Traeger, which is like the Tesla of grills.
Yes, my dad has a Traeger and he loves
honestly,
it.
you need to get one. I think Travis would like it because you really can't mess things up on this thing because you like probe the food and then it's like all on your phone. It like tells you when it's done.
I need to get this for whenever we remodel.
I'm telling you, it's an electric. So you plug it in, and then it takes like these wood pellets, and it's a whole thing. But it's a great grill. And
then I can have Zach come over and give me a lesson.
Oh, and the best thing about this Traeger thing is they have an app that has all these recipes, and it'll tell you exactly like step by step on you preheat for this long, you do this, It's great.
So my dad has a Traeger and he is obsessed with it. And my grandma was very, 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 very good cook. And he makes the best ribs ever. But it takes him all day.
But that's because of the Traeger.
All day. But he said it's a Traeger.
It switches modes and it'll smoke and then it'll steam and then it's great.
Oh yeah. Like he will work on these ribs from sun up till we eat sundown. And they're so amazing. And every time I come to Oklahoma, which is not very often, my parents told me that like, hey, we're getting old. I need you to start coming here more often. But I will always say, hey, you know what sounds really good is those ribs. And my dad says, oh, pretty much, bitch, that takes a long time to make. I'll make you hamburgers.
Zach won't make ribs because he's like, I don't have 12 hours in my day to like make this happen. I'm like, oh, so it's so easy. I have made ribs on the Traeger. Like, really? I'm telling you, you need to get one.
Yes.
It will. That's going to be that's a good Father's Day gift.
For Travis, who doesn't cook?
Yeah.
Here you go.
You'll be like, hey, I've bought you the confidence to grill something.
Here you go.
Here is a grill. Make me ribs.
Yeah.
Yep. It's great.
Oh my gosh.
So
Okay, awesome. On that note, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. You can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.